Hello, everybody. Nice to see you guys coming in. I'm sorry I'm running a little bit late. Checking my angles here. What's up? How's everybody doing? It is really storming here in Chicagoland area, really storming. And so maybe that's what you're hearing, a big storm going on. How are you feeling today? Does anybody have a request? Anything you're wanting to do? What's up? Oh, it's 6 o'clock. I guess that means I will come up with it. I have some ideas. I have a plan of things I want to do. I love that you're here. And as always, every Tuesday night, this is what we're going to do. For a half hour, we're going to shake it down. We're going to stand still for a moment. We're going to remember that we're together, even though sometimes we feel alone. We are one among many always. And then Sundays at 2 o'clock, there's a pre-recorded Shavasana series. So if you want to know what's going on the channel, be sure you subscribe, and then you get a notification when these videos come out. And I don't know if you're noticing, but I'm dripping out class a week from our Keep Your Light On series. So even those of you who aren't doing the full membership, you're getting some of the favorites coming down to the YouTube channel. So be sure you subscribe. And then if you want to like it, I always like to see the likes. I see 2 right now. So thank you for that. It gives me feedback. I was saying in the class this morning that, as a yoga teacher, we don't have the feedback loop. And as an actress, we don't have the feedback loop. So we don't know what's landing and what's not landing. So your emails, your feedback, your little thumbs up, that kind of stuff, all of that really matters. It helps me know, oh, they like this class, they want more of this, or this class isn't going so well, so I won't do that. So it's important for you to communicate that way if you want me to know. All right, let's get started. So if you're in my subscriber, I asked you to bring a chair today. If you're not a subscriber, you didn't know that. And you don't have to have one, but maybe it'll come in handy. And then I have my blocks, and I have my strap, and I have my sugar dog, and she's right in that chair over there. So let's not have too much fun. It's storming, so I don't really know what she would want to do. But let's just come to a position where we can hold here. Let's just check in and stand still for a moment. Hi, guys, who's coming in? So we're just going to pause for a moment here. Just pause. As always, we want our feet hip distance apart. If you'd like to, you could take a block between your knees. Sometimes that helps with that feeling of grounding. The outer heels are dropping down. The big toes are plugging in. It's almost like there's a little pigeony action there. And we're going to take our elbows to our hips and turn our palms up and just check in. Just welcome yourself to the mat tonight. So remembering mindfulness is really the 2 steps. Number 1, how am I feeling right now? What's happening on my emotional body? Do I feel stressed? Do I feel anxious? Do I feel betrayed? Do I feel jealous? Do I feel sad, enraged, optimistic, joyful, peaceful, excited, supported? Like, what is this feeling that I have? So we're going to spend a minute here. Check in. And there's no judgment, and we don't want to get caught by a story that'll make us trigger even more into that emotion. We want to be turning on that witness part of ourself and saying, hey, what's going on with me right now, this moment? So 1 minute, what am I feeling and where? What am I feeling right now? What's the emotion? Diving below this judgment of whether it's a good or bad feeling. We don't want that. We want to know, what is the feeling? And now, okay, now we're going to reach our arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands. And exhale, bring the hands into Anjali Mudra. Bring your thumbs all the way down to the heart. And our second step in mindfulness is, can I just be with it? So whatever you're feeling right now, whether it's just unbridled joy or whether it's sadness, whatever it is, can you just be with it? Not trying to change it, not trying to distract, not trying to numb or fix. Can I just be with myself right now? 1 minute on that, please. Yes, there are some thoughts and feelings that feel better. But unfortunately, we don't get to choose to feel some and not all. We're either open emotionally or we're not open emotionally. And part of the mindfulness is noticing what you're feeling. And can you just lovingly be with yourself right now? About 30 more seconds. Hello in there. Hello in there. All right, beautiful. So this week, or this month in the Healthy Habit, we're gonna do our dance break right now to shake all that off. Any kind of crazy moves you want. We're working on service in November. This is the end of our inner circle year, and service is our healthy habit. And in our meeting last night, we were talking about all the little tiny ways you can serve, right? You could just smile at someone. You could open the door for someone. You could, save someone a parking spot. Those little things. And we were talking about how it feels so good to serve in these little ways. So let's start to roll our arms now and deciding how big your arm circles want to be. But part of what we were saying is, when we serve, we want it to be coming from an authentic place, a place of being inside, and we need to be serving ourselves first in order to be able to serve others second. So that mindfulness exercise about, how am I feeling right now? How am I feeling right now? Can I just be with myself with whatever I'm feeling? Take your arms the other way, right? And then from that place, from that connection, that integration with the big self and the little self, we're able to serve without resentment. And that's the key. As I say, most of us will end up serving people no matter what we're feeling, but we do it with a lot of resentment, and we want to let that go. And that way of connecting to yourself will help with that. All right, if you have your chair, go ahead and grab your chair. If you don't have your chair, go ahead and find Ardha Uttanasana, this flat back pose. Those of you who have the chair, go ahead and grab a hold of the sides of the chair and just bend your knees, stretch it out. The back side of your body, the western side of your body, represents the parts of us that we can't see, right? We don't see ourselves as clearly as some people around us can see us. But this pausing right now, making time to check in, how am I feeling? What is going on? Starting to create that long and steady breath. Keep bending your knees, keep reaching the pinky sides of your hands away from your armpits, really extending. Maybe your hamstrings are open and you can start to straighten out those knees. It's not required though, it's fine to go ahead and bend those knees. It's more than fine, it's actually fabulous. 2 more deep breaths. One more.
and gently releasing the hands down. Now you can either hang here in Uttanasana with folded elbows, or maybe you want to step back to downward dog. It would really depend on what the mood is that you're in right now. But again, step one, what am I feeling right now and where? And step number two, can I just be with this? Can I just be with it? Maybe you're pedaling out your knees. Maybe you're hanging in a forward fold and swaying side to side. Let's all take a big old exhale. 2 more. Inhale through the nose. Let go all that's not working for you. Last one. Inhale. So beautiful. Come on back up. Come on back up. Slowly roll yourself up or flat back yourself up and come on up, 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 up. And we're going to pause. Okay, one of the things that I love to ponder is how everything is opposite, right? We have good days, we have bad days, we have rainy nights, we have sunny days, sunny nights, you know what I mean? We have opposites. If we don't have the river, we don't have the bank. If we don't have the bank, we don't have the river. We need both sides, right? We need both sides. So I want to focus on balance tonight. Yay! So finding your mountain pose, and we're going to bring our hands back to Anjali Mudra. As always, we want to tip the front of our pelvis back, lift that pubic bone up, feeling yourself lifting up through the torso. And I want you to feel yourself standing completely still. Now, if you feel safe about it, challenge yourself to turn on that inner gaze, look inward and downward towards your heart, inside your body, watching that calm breath. Maybe a pattern of inhaling for 4 or 5 or 6 and exhaling for the same. We're going to be here settling in for about a minute. Now, what is a balance right now? You're balancing out your breath, right? You're trying to breathe into the left and the right sides, the left and the right lungs. You're balancing out that breath. You're trying to balance between the front of your body and the back of your body. Can you breathe into both? We're balancing out the inhale with the length of the exhale. So think about that. As long as I inhale is as long as I exhale. All of this is really calming to our nerves. We're balancing. We're finding that seesaw totter, right? We need the teeter in order to have the totter. We have to have a totter in order to have a teeter. You've never thought about that before, I can tell. All right, now with your eyes gently closed, I want you to challenge yourself to not move at all. Here we are in Mountain Pose Tadasana, and you're going to challenge yourself to not make any little tiny movements. You figured out that's impossible, right? It's impossible because we're balancing on 2 feet. We're supposed to be a clump on the floor, right? Gravity's pulling us down. We're dancing with gravity by finding mountain pose. We're pulling up out of the vacuuming of us pulling down, that sort of magnetic pull down, we're lifting up. So it's the same thing on one leg. So we're going to go into Virasana pose, but to get ourselves ready, we're going to take triangle pose. Now you can take typical triangle pose where we do it with our feet on the ground, or if you wanted to do a little bit deeper of a hip opener, you have this chair here and you're opening that knee. So either way, okay? I love working with chairs. Okay, here we go. So finding Trikonasana, you could also use the chair to put your hand down. And what we're doing right now is we're preparing our left hip for an opener.
Okay, so we've got the big toe plugging down on the left foot. The outer left hip is swiveling behind us, right? The outer left hip is swiveling behind us, and our belly is turning to the sky. So we've got a hip opener here on this side. Now, where is the balance here? See if you can not use your hands and find the balance between the 2 feet. So driving some energy into this right foot. Can you feel the balance of trying to pull those feet together? This is the place where we can really let go of the day, of things that didn't go our way, conversations that weren't helpful, phone calls that didn't happen. Balance it out, take it in, and then let it go. 2 more deep breaths. So nice. Use yoga. Good. Bending that left knee. Come on up. And now we're going to walk. See the cool move I'm doing? See if you can come up with some kind of cool move like that. I know it's hard. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. Or we're going to stay on the same side. Virasana. So the leg we just opened here, we're going to take it up to bring in the inner thigh and the foot pushing together. So in our balance tonight, we're going to pretend that the weight of that left foot is still on the ground and we're still doing it with both feet. In other words, we're trying to balance out the pelvis. If you're feeling strong, maybe you'll take your arms up. And by strong, I mean feeling aligned. Big exhales. Feel the pulling of yourself going down, roots like a tree, but you're also reaching to the sun. I am Groot. 3. One more big breath. And exhale, close it up, make some sort of cool kick, and then we do a dance break. I'm going to go all the way in a circle. Okay, those are my hula lessons. All right, here we go. Finding balance again. Outer heels dropping down, big toes plugging in. I need to have sad days in order to feel happy days. I need to feel connection in order to feel lonely, right? We have these balances, and they're nothing more than curbs on a road. They tell us when we're going out of alignment, right? If we go up over those curbs. So seeking balance is a continual process. All right, switcheroo, Trikonasana. If you're using the chair on the other side, move your chair over. Finding the balance on both feet, the balance of the pelvis, nice and level here. Tip it over, and feeling the outer hip pulling back, the big toe plugging in, and then open up here. Open it up. Balance the breath, left and right lungs, front and back body, up and lower chest. Upper chest and lower belly. Samavriti, my inhale is as long as my exhale, and I can calm and quiet my nerves. How are you? Can you just be with it? Not trying to fix, not trying to change, not trying to do, just be. Be with your sweet self. One more deep breath. Beautiful. And up we go. Let's see what happens here. Walk it. And Virasana, say it with me. Virasana, tree pose. So balance poses always happen in the eyes and the drishti and the gaze. Let's see how this side works. Sometimes you'll find one side is harder. Really depends on what's going on in your life. I find that when my life is bumpy, man, oh man, is it hard to balance. So find where you are tonight. It's not about standing on that leg, it's about the teeter-totter. So we've got that leg imaginary, that right leg is still on the ground. We're trying to balance out our pelvis. We're trying to find the root of the tree and the reaching branches to the sun. Maybe a little playfulness and a little joy. Maybe not. And we'll go 4 more deep breaths. Find something to look at that doesn't move. Big exhales. I am love. I am aware. Good. Close it up, close it up. And shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Turn into your chair or the floor. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Finding whatever you want to do here. Maybe you're using the chair. Maybe you can push that chair away and you can just make your way to your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. We'll take 5 big old breaths here. One more deep breath. And gently, 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 gently come on down and pop a squat with me. We're going to put a block between our ankles. So find a place that's comfortable. I like to roll the calves out and I like to sit up nice and tall. Hold the skin back on your knees and find your best alignment. So this is our 3rd or 4th week of this Tuesday night class and we're growing and I just am so appreciative that you're here. I just want to make a note that this class, once another 3 weeks or so, once we get into December, we're going to be working with sutras. So we're going to be bringing in the yoga philosophy in our 30-minute class now that I feel more comfortable running it. So if you're interested in learning about the philosophy of yoga, the Yoga Sutras, then that's what we're going to be sort of building the classes on as we go forward. Okay, so I'm really excited about that. So, but for tonight and for the next couple of weeks, we're going to just continue sort of getting to know one another and running the class. All right. So let's pause here, find a position. We're in Virasana, which means we're sitting between our ankles. The toes are pointing directly back. And as always, if you have someone in your life who sits like this, please allow them to know that the knee does not like that. It is super important that those toes point directly back. Knees and shoulders, deep love. We don't want to do anything to the knees and shoulders that are dangerous. So we want to be very careful here. So find yourself leaning back a little bit and turning again that inner gaze inward and downward towards your heart. And let's imagine that we are a mountain, a very majestic mountain. Your pelvic bowl is absolutely level. The crown of your head is just reaching to the sky. You are a powerful, strong, full of grace mountain. Can you just be with that? Can you just be with that? Imagining that in the ground all around you is a lake reflecting your mountainous strength and grace. You can see your reflection below as you reach above. You're aware of yourself. Can you just be with that? If your life is bumpy or choppy, maybe that lake is real shook up. Maybe life is not going the way you want it to. Scarcity or lack. For the next 2 minutes or so, can you just be with that? Can you just be with that as we sit still for a moment together? What about those ripples? Are they easing up at all? Are you getting a clearer picture of who you are in your majestic beauty? No matter what they say, or what they do, or what happens. When you inner gaze, what do you see? Majestic grace. 1 more minute here. Watch that lake calm as you find balance in the breath. Serving self. Seeing self. Come back to your hands in prayer. And let's just do a little bit on the neck. Turn your head side to side, moving those hands. Maybe you hear that neck crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Let's focus on making our exhales a little bit longer now as we start to slow down our class a little bit as we move towards the end. See if you can create another 2 or 3 seconds on that exhale. Let this day go. As we are here together, one more. Beautiful. No hands, using strong Mula Bandha. Come on up. And we're going to take ourselves over to the mat. And we're going to take our strap or our belt if we have it. And we're going to take it around our left foot. And keeping those elbows straight. Maybe you'll extend that right leg, maybe not. We're going to hold here, just feeling the back drain on the mat. Letting the blood drain out of the legs if you've been sitting a lot today or standing even. You can point and flex if you want. You hit the mat tonight. You're living a yoga practice. You're making time. It's a big deal. I like to say the hardest thing about self-care is carving out that time to do it, and you're here. You've done the hardest part. So welcome yourself. Let's switch legs. Exhales 2 or 3 seconds longer. Just let the day go. Let the mind chatter go, the opinions of others go, the judgments of the world, the chaos, the news. Just focus on quieting that lake
Why? Because then you get a clear sense of who you really are. That beautiful, graceful, strong mountain. Sitting still here for a moment together. One more big old breath. Beautiful. All right, we'll release our leg, finding happy baby pose. And remember, we want to be happy. So if that means grabbing your thighs makes you more happy, grab your thighs. If you like grabbing your feet and it still feels comfy, grab your feet and just rock out side to side. Got one more pose here before we close it up. And at the end, if you wanted to, why don't you just keep playing once we shut off our cameras? Why don't you keep playing on your mat? See what else you need to do. If you're done, if you feel like you had what you needed, then jump up. But this is your time. Take your hips over to the left. We're going to drop our knees to the right and feel this big twist. Think of something that's not serving you. Take a big inhale, something that's not working the way you want it to, and let it go. Exhale. Take a big inhale. Think of something that's bugging you. And release it. It'll work out. You don't need to do anything. 3 more breaths. Longer exhales than your inhales. 2 more. One more. So good. It's like a big old yawn for the body. And come on up. Pause. Last pose. You ready? Who's ready? I'm ready. Take your hips over to the right. We're going to drop our knees to the left. Zhitara, Parivartanasana, reclining twist here. Same thing. Take a big inhale. Is there anything left over that you don't want to hold anymore? Exhale it out. Practicing that surrender. 4 more breaths. Two more big old breaths. Last one. And then bringing yourself back up to your neutral line, back to the middle of your mat. And hug your knees into your chest. Hold that shins and maybe rock side to side. You did it. You did it. So finish on your back, flat out for Shavasana, and take a couple minutes to let yourself absorb the work that we've done, or play around. Go to bridge pose. Go back to downward dog. Do some crunches. What do you need? What do you need? So that's what it is for you for the rest of our session today. And as always, I hope this was a benefit for you. Thank you so much for jumping on the mat with us. I will see you next time. Deep, deep bows and namaste. Thanks for coming.